Hi, and welcome to the Christmas calendar of the 7th of December. Welcome to day 7. I have absolutely no idea about which topic that I'm going to bring up, so I'm going to do something different. I'm going to ask my divine highest self, mit guddommelige almægtige ophav, the galactic forces, what message, hi John, what message will the gorgeous listeners benefit the most from? Openness and trust. Openness and trust, and let's see what's coming. This year's Christmas calendar of 2025, and I am wearing the same cardigan as yesterday because it's warm. And I'm going to show you my necklace because it's Frida, the feminist Frida. Hi John. So openness and trust is some of the new qualities, not new qualities, but it's some of the qualities that will benefit you and me more moving forward. You and I are both the old paradigm, the old structures. We are what we inherited and what we became because of the childhood that we had. And this is the heavy shit. This is the hard part, carrying what we have inherited, what we have become, what we were programmed to be, and all the expectations of our parents and ancestors, all the ancestral trauma and karma and etc. This is what we came into this lifetime with. And if you want to experience life being easier, lighter, more happy, more uplifting, more abundant, you and I have to change the frequency. We have to change into becoming another person. But we can't become another person more happy. Hi Michelle. Hi Birgit. We can't become that person who's more happy, more fulfilled, feeling more lighter and brighter, positive, more abundant, self-confident, etc. We can't become this new person if we don't know what we came here with. And that makes me go back to your spiritual purpose and mine. You and I came into this lifetime knowing that we have challenges to overcome. We have ancestral trauma and karma. And we also knew before getting into this lifetime that we had something we had to struggle with when it came to ourselves and other people. We need to know what we came into this lifetime with and what we have carried with us again from our parents. This is all that, so you and I are always struggling between the two wolves sitting on our shoulders. The positive one, now let's put it over here. We have the bad, dark wolf sitting over here, being skeptical, being critical, being old-fashioned, being a heavy, dark wolf. And over here we have the brighter, lighter, more positive, uplifted, harmonious, self-confident, more light wolf. Fuck, wolf is hard to say in English, and I'm so sorry, I hope you understand. And it's always a struggle between the old and well-known, which is what I'm describing today in my left hand. And it's always a challenge to become the next new version of ourselves. The more you know yourself and what you come with, the easier it's going to be for you to change behavior, to change perspective, to change into new timelines. Everything is timelines. The person you were in your childhood existed on another timeline. So whenever you change yourself, change behaviors, become something new, change your appearance, like me who cuts off my hair now and then, whenever we make that change, we rise to a new frequency, but we also change timelines. But a part of us will always be living in the past. And the less you know about yourself and your ancestral inheritance and what you came from, the less aware you are about this, the more it will control you and pull you down. This decade that we're wrapping up right now was a decade of enlightenment. It was about waking up. The past fucking 10 years, you and me, we were here and we were a part of waking up, becoming more aware, becoming more enlightened, whether we wanted it or not. That's the new terms for being here on Mother Earth. Never ever has so many people chosen quite early to leave this planet. They know they can't make that inner change that is required for you and me in order for us to move forward. And I know those are harsh words, but it's also the truth. We can no longer be here and be ignorant and just say, oh, it's happening out there, it has nothing to do with me. We can't be here and just say, I want things to be like they always have. I don't want to change. Because then we're going up against the stream. We're going against our own system. We're here to evolve. Both you and me. We're here to evolve. We're here to understand. We're here to grow. And the new qualities that I talked about just when this video began, openness and trust, those are two of many qualities that if you integrate them and implement them into your body and not just to your head, okay, I have to be open and I have to be more trusting. No, you have to be it and live it to the essence. You have to embody those two qualities. Being open, being trusting, and being willing to do whatever it takes to become a part of the new world that is already here. I spoke to a colleague in the army today. I am still a soldier of the Danish Reserve. I'm a corporal actually. And he said, oh, I'm so sick of the old world. I'm sick of the old army. I can't be in it. I can't see anything good anymore. And he just kept complaining. And I said, are you aware that you're complaining, you're whining, you're being tired, you're struggling, but you're not getting anywhere? Are you aware that those are the signs of you being done with the army? Because the military, I don't know what the W is for, but I can say, Hej Feltmose. Hej Feltmose. Those are the qualities of the military person who has had their final days in the green uniform. And he said, yeah, you're right. I know it's about time. So a new world is already here. The change is already here. We can't say that the new and better government is here. Or, yeah, but it's hard to describe in English. We are in a rough time, but we're also in a uplifting time. The old world, the skeletons are just coming out of the closet. I can. It's old, it's complicated, it's stuck, and it's stubborn, and it's arrogant. So the old world is kind of like crumbling, collapsing, but a new world is already here. I'm sitting here taking active steps to creating a healthier, better world for myself and for you by teaching you and inspiring you to take more action on what is your purpose. And if you choose to only see the bad world, the old world, the fucked up world, the traumatized world created by men for men, if you only notice that, that will just become bigger and bigger and bigger. So promise me that you will start noticing all the new stuff, all the good people, Notice all those similar like-minded souls with an open heart, a positive mind. I just moved this week to my new apartment, and I got furniture gifted by someone. I found a moving company just standing down on the street. I was waiting for a friend to come and help me with the final shit that had to be moved. And I just asked the moving persons, this flyttefirma, this company, will you help me? I'm going to pay you this. And they said, sure, we'll help you. That's divine timing. Divine timing is going on. Hi, Michelle. Divine timing is going on every single day. A new, healthier, better, more loving world is blossoming more and more for each day. And you have the option to become a better, more happy and liberated and positive person than you were yesterday. It's a choice. But I have to show you my hands again, they said spiritually. So, you and I came into this world programmed by the expectations. Hi, Andrea. You and I came into this world programmed with the expectations of our parents. Then came also the ancestral trauma and karma. We inherited our parents' fears, disbeliefs, skepticism, etc. That's the heavy burden that we are all carrying. But we can also look at the lessons of why we chose the parents that we did. Both your mom and dad and mine carried light and darkness within them. No parents have been perfect because we all have been carrying the inherited expectations from our parents and ancestors. In my generation, back from before my mother, all the women became masculine and played the role of being more strong than they were in order to feel good enough and be accepted by the men. So the women in my ancestral inheritance, whatever you call it, they made themselves bigger than they were. And they also had very high expectations for themselves. And they all have been caretakers for other people. And I have in the past lost myself to that role. Hi, John. Oh, you're so sweet, John. John writes, I love this. Oh, John, thank you. That makes me happy. So, the women from my mother's side have all been caretakers who have lost themselves to that role of being a mother and a caretaker. And I've done that in the past as well. Yet many men on my father's side have been self-employed. So I became the self-employed caretaker who had to learn how to take care of myself as well. Respect my own needs and boundaries, feelings and desires. Because no one on my mother's side did that. None of them honored their own emotions, boundaries, needs and desires. They lost themselves to the masculine, to their children and to life. When you chose your parents, you chose them because this was your mom and this was your dad. You chose, that is so hard to say, you chose them. You chose those specific parents because of what they each came with, but also because of what you didn't get. I did not get any support from my parents, no love, no safety, feeling loved or safe or protected. I didn't get any of it. So I had to learn that myself. I call it the gift of the absent gift. I call it that. Gaven I fraværet. I call it that. The gift, the absent gift. I didn't get that from my parents. Love, protection, safety, help, guidance, acknowledgement. So I had to make myself feel safe within myself. I had to make myself, I had to learn how to trust myself, protect myself in a healthy, feminine way, instead of being the masculine warrior, the soldier. So you got something from your mom, you got something from your dad, yet there was also something that you didn't get from your parents that you had to give yourself. A gorgeous woman wrote the other day, my mom left us, so I had to grow up with my dad who wasn't there. That probably made her too feminine, which means when you're too feminine, you become helpless, weak, dismissive, and you can become a victim. If we're too masculine, we become arrogant, harsh, bitter, closed off, guarded, too strong, too self-dependent. There it is. And my mom was that I just described. My mom was a victim. She felt inferior. She felt superior. How the fuck do you say that in English? Underlegen. What is superior and inferior? I believe my mom felt inferior, below men. And in order for me to compensate for that, in the past, I felt men superior. So remember, I can't see the name. Is it green? Threads. Hi, or welcome. So remember, instead of pointing fingers of your parents or on other people, just remember whenever you meet someone who's challenging you or triggering you, they will always represent your mother or your father. When I was younger, I couldn't have weak people. I could not stand victims or helpless people because they were me and they were my mom. The more you do this inner work, the shadow work of owning your own shit, owning your own blind ankles, owning your wounds and owning your trauma, you're gonna do just fine the next decade. You're gonna do so much better than we all have until so far, the more you have the courage to open up Pandora's box of your childhood. And all that is a part of your life purpose. If you have been struggling your whole life with love and the opposite sex, if you are to the opposite sex, that will be a part of your life purpose. If you, like me, have struggled with your health since you were a child, that will be a part of your purpose. If you always have been interested in playing a nurse or a doctor or a caretaker, that's because it's also a part of your life purpose. When I was a child, I kept playing office. I loved playing an office and clerk. I figured out later that my mom had taken that degree just like I had later on. I took a degree in office. How do you say that? Office, business office? I don't know what's it called. My mom had taken that degree. My cousin did, and my granddad did as well. And I've also worked with it in the army when I was in there. I'm still a part of it, but because it's a part of my life purpose. I run my own business. I need to have administrative, how do you say that? Administrative skills. So remember, you have a purpose just like I do. And you do not just have one purpose, you have several purposes. And the struggles you've had with your mom and your dad, they're a part of your purpose. Your health struggles is a part of your purpose. Your social, let's say you were struggling socially with other people or just fitting in, that's a part of your purpose. I know what your purpose is just by looking at you. I also know even more specific, if you'd share with me your birthday, I know what your purpose is. I know what your weaknesses and your challenges are. So if you want to gift yourself the knowing and knowledge of what your purpose is, reach out and send a message, and I would love to give you a life purpose psychic reading. So remember, there is a purpose out there for you, and the more you know what that purpose is, your life's mission, your spiritual contribution to the new world of tomorrow. When you know what it is and you start integrating it and implementing it, that will be your inner North Star. I have mine in that room, in my bedroom. I have this huge poster that I have made. It's called a vision board, but it's even bigger than that, which describes what my purpose is. And what you love is also a part of your purpose. Your biggest fears is also a part of your purpose. Your biggest challenges is a part of your purpose. And again, your parents, all of it combined becomes your Dharma. There is a Dharma, and you have one, and I can't wait to show you what yours is if you want to gift yourself with that session. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I don't know if it's John who's still available, or I don't know what your name is, Green. I don't believe it's your first name. Thank you so much for watching the 7th day of the spiritual Christmas calendar, the 7th of December. I'm so glad that you watched. Please leave a note or a message or ask me a question. I can't wait to share it with you. Have a great evening. Yay! It's you, John. It makes me happy. I'm so glad that you're still here. And I'm so glad that you complimented the video earlier on. Thank you, John, for being here the whole way. And who just got on? Someone else just arrived. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and have a loving second, what do you call it? Advent? Glædelig anden søndag i advent. I don't know how to say that in English. Happy second Advent of December.